It is that time once again. It is the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video. It's Weather for Weather Geeks here on the 30th day of October. We're getting set for Halloween tomorrow and still have some questions about rain or no rain for trick or treat. We'll get into all of that, but first things first, a little business about today's weather. Of course, we broke a record yet again today for the second consecutive day. We reached 76 at the airport this afternoon, the old record high 75 set in both 1999 and 1950. So it was a record breaker locally and in many parts of eastern Ohio and western PA for the second consecutive day. Look how many 70s we've had over the last 2 weeks. You may be a little bit surprised to see that our monthly number for our temperature compared to average is only 0.7 above the average. Remember, it was pretty chilly during mid-October, and this number over here also accounts for overnight lows. We had some chilly nights, certainly, earlier on this month. So we're going to finish above the average, certainly, for the month of October, but not by a huge margin, because it has been a little bit of a roller coaster ride. It was also a blustery day today. The leaves were falling like crazy, and the gust at the airports reached 31 miles per hour, similar numbers in most of the area. By the way, that Erie, PA, 37 mile per hour gust out of the southwest, that's a downsloping wind direction for Erie. There's higher terrain out here. The wind comes down off that higher terrain right into Erie. It got into the lower 80s in Erie this afternoon. Of course, when the wind is the opposite direction, Erie's a lot colder, usually, at certain times of the year than many other places. In the meantime, we have a spring-like system out across the middle of the country. This is the system that comes our way tomorrow and brings us a late-day rain chance. In the meantime, it's producing a severe weather risk this evening. From Oklahoma right up through parts of Iowa, severe thunderstorm and tornado watches are out. We also have a cold side of this system, of course. In fact, it's cold enough for a snow threat and a winter weather advisory out for areas along the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. It's winter weather advisory out in the Colorado Rockies and some of the higher peaks in Wyoming as well. But that's a little less noteworthy than one of our first winter weather advisories for the upper Midwest out this evening. In the meantime, we have Halloween coming our way tomorrow, and we are expecting a toasty one. In fact, here's the number we're keeping an eye on for tomorrow. The warmest Halloween on record, 1933. It was 78 degrees. Our current forecast is for 78 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Also, a lot warmer than last year. Last year's high was just 45. It was kind of not a great day. Cold and kind of damp. We had 65 a couple of years ago and 67 back in 2019. The snowiest, of course, a lot of us remember this one, 1993, 5.1 inches worth of snow, and also in relatively recent times, in addition to that warm day we had in 2019, we also had a wet day, 1.48 inches worth of rain on Halloween 5 years ago. So, timing of our front. This has been the question mark all week long. If it were some random Thursday, it wouldn't be all that important, but it is Halloween. People are going to be outside with their kids, getting some candy. Is it going to rain or not? Here's one model depiction of things right around the tail end of most of our trick-or-treats, showing the possibility of a few raindrops. Let me actually back this up a couple of hours to the start of trick-or-treat in a lot of communities, maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock or so. The model doesn't show much, and I don't think there will be much, but could there be a shower or a sprinkle over your location? Might you get unlucky? I can't rule out that possibility. I don't think it's anything all that heavy. I don't think we have thunderstorms to worry about. And I do think the highest rain chance overall will come after trick-or-treat, towards 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. So the timing of this, may be favorable for a lot of areas. But we don't want to guarantee any sort of dry go of it and have people be, disappointed in us. Take the umbrella just in case. That would be my advice for anyone who's going to be escorting around the little ones for trick-or-treat tomorrow evening. So our cold front then rolls through. Close to midnight, showers will depart, the sky will clear, and Friday will start fairly sunny. I think there'll be some fair weather clouds in the mix. Midday and afternoon, the most numerous clouds, the sky most obscured, I think, in our northern areas. So if you're north of Interstate 80, it may be pretty cloudy for a time on Friday. Whereas you're down towards East Liverpool, it may be mostly sunny from start to finish on Friday. And also, that can lead to a variety of temperatures across our area. Down towards the Ohio River, it may be close to 60 Friday afternoon, whereas we may not get much above 48 or 50 in a place like Greenville over Mercer County, Sandy Lake, places like that. In the meantime, November 1st is Friday, and of course it's going to feel like it should on November the 1st. Same thing on Saturday. This will be a seasonably cool, but pleasant day overall, with a fair amount of sunshine coming our way on Saturday. Let's talk about Election Day. Now, I've shown you the same model at exactly the same time It's valid for midday on Tuesday. I've shown this 3 consecutive days now, and the modeling has really started to evolve quite a bit over the last couple of days. When I showed you this map 2 days ago, it looked like there was a cold front that was going to come through, and we'd have kind of a coolish, damp election day. Now, the opposite's true. This front's way out here now. A warm front will be way up here, and we'll be firmly in a warm southwesterly flow on election day. It's probably going to be a dry day, and it's also going to be warm. We've taken up our temperatures into the mid-70s on election day. It has a chance of being the warmest election day on record, at least since the early 1930s for our part of the country. We'll talk more about election day and the weather records and all the geeky stuff coming up on Thursday. So the call at this point is for the results to be a partly to mostly sunny day, and check out those temperatures for Tuesday, well up into the 70s. And while it is going to cool down behind that system, that will probably bring us some showers Tuesday night after the polls close, most likely, and then into the day on Wednesday. It's going to cool down, but not by much. It's no big significant cool down or anything. So this is today's 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, showing pretty strong odds of warmer than average temperatures. Before we leave you this evening, a quick look or a quick discussion about November, which begins on Friday. The modeling looks pretty warm to me in the month of November, and you look at some of the years when you think about some of the years I'm looking at for the upcoming winter season, one of my favorite analogs thus far is the winter of 1999 into 2000. There's many reasons why that's a favored analog at this point. I won't get into that right now. We'll talk about that certainly in my winter forecast video coming up on November the 11th. But interestingly, November of 1999, the month before that winter began, it was a blowtorch warm month, almost coast to coast. Now, is the map going to look like this November? I don't think so. I think the West will actually have kind of a cool month, but I think there's probably going to be a lot of warmth compared to the average. Maybe in a similar vein to 1999, will our winter turn out exactly like 1999-2000? No two winters are alike, but it is one of those years that I'm looking at pretty carefully when assembling the upcoming winter forecast. Don't forget, that's coming up on Monday evening, November the 11th. Thanks for watching this evening. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great Halloween. I'll see you back here Thursday evening.